Good morning, church. I'm Eddie, and what a blessing it is today to go over Psalm 52 with you. Psalm 52 is a short psalm with a long backstory. And so to get that backstory, you have to jump back to 1 Samuel chapters 21 and 22. I'm going to sum it up a little bit for you. David was traveling. He was trying to escape Saul and his pursuit after him. So he traveled to the town of Nob, and he inquired of a priest named Ahimelech. And he was trying to get some provisions from Ahimelech to help him on his journey. And while he was there, a servant of Saul was there, and he witnessed this, and his name was Doeg. And Doeg went back and reported to Saul. And we will pick up on 1 Samuel chapter 22 on verse 9, about halfway through the verse. Doeg speaking to Saul here, he says, "I saw the son of Jesse going to Nob, to Ahimelech the son of Ahitub. And he inquired of the Lord for him, gave him provisions, and gave him the sword of Goliath the Philistine. So the king sent a call to Ahimelech the priest, the son of Ahitub, and all the father's house, the priests who were in Nob, and they all came to the king. And Saul said, 'Hear now, son of Ahitub.' He answered, 'Here I am, my lord.' Then Saul said to him, 'Why have you conspired against me, you and the son of Jesse, in that you have given him bread and a sword, and have inquired of God for him, that he should rise against me, to lie in wait, as it is this day?' So Ahimelech answered the king and said, 'And who among all your servants is as faithful as David? Who is the king's son-in-law? Who goes at your bidding, and is honorable in your house? Did I then bring to inquire of God for him? Far be it from me. Let not the king impute anything to his servant, or to any in the house of his father. For your servant knew nothing of all this, little or much.' And the king said, 'You shall surely die, Ahimelech, you and all your father's house.' Then the king said to the guards who stood about him, 'Turn and kill the priest of the Lord, because their hand is also with David, and because they knew when he fled and did not tell it to me.' But the servants of the king would not lift their hands to strike the priest of the Lord. And the king said to Doeg, 'You turn and kill the priest.' So Doeg the Edomite turned and struck the priest, and killed on that day 85 men who wore a linen ephod. Also Nob, the city of the priest, he struck with the edge of the sword both men and women, children and nursing infants, oxen and donkeys and sheep with the edge of the sword." So Psalm 52 is David's response to this awful tragedy. David feels a bit of responsibility for it because he went to Ahimelech for the provisions, and it led to this event. But at the same time, he realizes that Doeg is the real evil in this situation. And so we start reading here in Psalm 52, verse 1. It says, "Why do you boast in evil, O mighty man? The goodness of God endures continually. Your tongue devises destruction like a sharp razor working deceitfully. You love evil more than good, lying rather than speaking righteousness. You love all devouring words, you deceitful tongue. God shall likewise destroy you forever. He shall take you away and pluck you out of your dwelling place, and uproot you from the land of the living. The righteous also shall see and fear, and shall laugh at him, saying, 'Here is the man who did not make God his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches, and strengthened himself in his wickedness. But I am like a green olive tree in the house of God. I trust in the mercy of God forever and ever. I will praise you forever, because you have done it. And in the presence of your saints, I will wait on your name, for it is good. So David starts out by calling out Doeg by saying that he's a boastful and evil man, and he's basically saying, "Oh, mighty man." That's sort of, sarcastic in a way. He's just calling him a hotshot. You think you're a big man, but you just boast in your evil. And he goes on to say, "Well, but God's goodness endures forever." And so he kind of sets up this back and forth where he talks about the evil of Doeg, but he also contrasts it to the goodness of God. And later on in verse 7, he talks about the righteous men, and he says that they will mock him and say that here's the man who does not make God his strength, but trust in the abundance of his riches. So he's basically saying that Doeg is more interested in his riches and his worldly things instead of relying on the goodness of God. So my prayer for you today, church, is that whatever evil's going on in the world around you, or whatever's going on in your life, just trust in God's goodness and not in the ways of the world. I love you, and have a good day.